Hey, everybody. Good to see you all. What are y'all doing today? What are you doing today? Type it in the comment box and let me know what you're doing. Hey, I have the distinguished privilege of having one of my colleagues and Alicia Berberich. She is a phenomenal copywriter and coach. You're going to want to get to know her. She's a phenomenal resource. She recently went through my Bestseller overnight program, and we're going to see if we can't bring her on screen and talk to her, okay? We're going to bring her on screen and talk to her, okay? So now what I'm going to do is send her over this link right here. I got a little link right here. We're going to send it over to her, and by way of text. All this technology is just awesome. Isn't it awesome? So how you all doing?
Amazing.
It's amazing. Alicia says it's amazing. Okay, so there it is right there. Oh, look at this picture. She just she is fun. Oh my God. Okay, all right, okay. You're feeling it today, I see. All right, okay. All right, all right, all right. Okay. So did you get the link?
Yes.
All right. So now that means you should be able to come on screen here. You should be able to come on.
I have to input my name, which requires 2 hands.
Well, I mean, you got them, don't you? Look at there.
My phone down.
Oh, so I'm gonna hang.
Should I hang up on my phone?
Well, we're gonna hang up on the phone because I see you there. Okay, so we just hung up on the phone, and I see you there. Can you see? Can I have? You're not in yet.
I can't. Oh wait.
Oh yeah,
I can't hear you because I don't have my headphones in.
But I hear you. Look at there.
I didn't think about this part. Okay, sorry. I need the headphones to hear you. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh wow, what a treat! What a treat! How are you doing?
It's a treat for me. I'm doing really well, thanks.
Oh wow.
Hey, it's the first day we get to see the blue sky, somewhat blue sky, after all the smoke that's been around here in Northern California.
Oh no, Northern California, a lot of smoke out there?
Yeah, from all those fires. It's been really bad.
So how's everything going now? Is things picked up?
Well, the wind has shifted, so it's taken the smoke out to sea. So we're hoping to, at least we can breathe better now, but I have ashes all over the place.
Ashes. Now you live out there. How does that stuff work? I mean, how do you get used to that or what?
I don't like the fire thing because that's too scary and there's no control. The earthquake things don't bother me, but the fire stuff makes me really nervous because it just, it can shift on a dime. It just depends on the winds. It's really scary.
And the earthquake things don't bother you? No.
That just comes. You can't do anything about it. Like, you get to shake, rattle, and roll. Just go with it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad everybody's doing all right out there. So, Alicia, tell the people who you are. Introduce yourself and tell us who you are. I mean, folks, let me tell you. Let me just give you inside scoop. This lady is the best. I mean, really. I mean, she's just a phenomenal spirit, a phenomenal person, and she knows how to make words come to life. If any of y'all looking for a copywriter, COPYWRITER. Yeah. She's good. She knows how to write words that sells. Okay, but now before we get into that, I want everybody to put in the chat box where y'all chiming in from. Okay, so go ahead and in the chat box, tell me where you're chiming in from, and I'll put your name up on the screen, and Alicia and I'll say hello to you. Over you on Periscope, some of y'all on YouTube, and some of you on Facebook. So wherever you are, chime in. Alicia Berberich.
Yes, sir.
Tell us who you are, please, ma'am.
Oh, I am Alicia Berberich. I am the proud mother of 3 teenagers, 2 Labradors, and 1 handsome husband. Yeah. I live in California, and I love words and writing and helping people take their ideas and put them out into the world so other people can get excited about it too.
Oh, take their ideas and put them out in the world. Now, how long have you been that kind of person? How long have you wanted to do that?
Well, I've been doing it for so long because I just have this inner drive. Like, I've done all kinds of things, but it's always about connecting people and helping people be the best that they can be. Because I really love to help people. I'm passionate about helping people reach their true potential. And I hate to see a good person go to waste. So I've been doing workshops and writing articles, and I've been writing a blog for 6 years, and I help now. It's like through copywriting to help them really get in touch with what really excites them so that it can get out in the world and sell what they have to sell.
You get out in the world. Hate to see a good person go to waste. Huh?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's pretty cool. Hey, listen, Sharon Team Botley is watching in from Dallas, Texas.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's in from Dallas, Texas. She's a part of my mastermind. She's a
It's
brilliant.
probably
She's
hot in
a,
Dallas, Texas.
probably hot. Yeah, probably is. You know, it's not too hot here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Mm.
No, it's kind of nice and overcast skies. And I think there's something supposed to be happening out on the Gulf down in Mobile, but we're all right here. Okay, so Alicia Berberich, I want to jump right on into this. And hey, folks, Alicia Berberich, she's a copywriter. Who do you serve and support, Alicia?
Well, I really love working with small business owners who are trying to get their message out into the world, and they need help trying to figure out exactly the right message. What I find a lot of business owners have a problem with saying what they have to offer and focusing on themselves and what they're doing, as opposed to really looking at what the prospects need, because you have to address what the person needs as opposed to what you're offering. So I really work hard to get them to look at things in a different way so that they understand, like, okay, you think you're selling copywriting, but really I'm selling you how to sell what you have to offer.
Oh, so you have to get them to change their mindset and change their focus and not look at so much as what they're selling as much as what their buyers need. Or what
Exactly.
How do you get them to make that shift? What do you do?
It's a change of perspective, but I talk to them about, like, if they were looking for something, what would they want? Take it from their perspective, and then they understand better. It's like when you go shopping for a new car, you're not really looking for tires and a wheel and an engine. You're looking for, like, the image that how you're going to feel when you drive down the street in that car. And maybe you have a family and you really are interested in safety and security more than anything else, because you don't want, you don't know what's going to happen. You want your family to be safe in that car. So depending upon who you're talking to, the message shifts a little bit. So, and it's really getting people. One thing that I find that people are really hesitant to do is to focus on one target audience. You have to talk to one person at a time and really be specific to them and address their needs. So some people think, I don't want to narrow my niche so much. I need to talk to everybody because my product is so perfect. It's for everybody. But when you talk to everybody, you talk to nobody. You really need to hone your niche and talk specifically to one person. Like when you're selling bestseller overnight, you're talking to one person who's going to take their vision and their dream and create it into a bestseller. You're not talking to everybody's going to do it, but it's like you specifically, how is this going to help you get your message out into the world so that the people who need to hear your message can hear it?
That's so real. That's so real. All right. So speaking of bestseller overnight, now we met in a mastermind some months ago, probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And at that time, talk to me about your desire to write a book, or what were you wrestling with? Had you always wanted to write a book? Tell me why you moved forward to write a book.
Well, as soon as you offered this program, I jumped in right away because I've wanted to write a book a long time, and I'm a writer, so I love writing and I write all the time, but just to have the focus and the structure to get it done in a certain time frame makes all the difference in the world, because you can have this dream, but until you have like this concrete plan right in front of you, like this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do steps 1, step 2, step 3, and we're going to get it out. And then there's that huge deadline that's looming in front of you. Then you just get it done. And you make it all very possible by saying, well, you don't have to write like a 60,000 word book. Kindle has these small short books so that you can get your message out right away. And you're not limited to one book. So you can do 10 Kindle short books and then put it together into one big book. But in the meantime, you're getting your word out there and people are hearing what you have to say. And, you could be answering their prayers and you don't even know it.
Wow. Answering their prayers and they don't even know it. So what was your biggest struggle before? What were you struggling with before you said, yes, I'm going to get in this program? And what was some of the resistance you had to fight through?
The biggest resistance is I always have so many other things to do. I don't put myself first and what I'm working on first. I take care of my clients. I take care of my family. I have all these other things. So I never made it a priority. So then I signed up for this program and suddenly Fred has a perfect track record. Everybody he's worked with has been a bestseller. And so I was not going to be the one that's going to break your perfect track record. So there was no way I was going to let you down. So I have to buckle down and do this and get it done. And I did that because I didn't want to disappoint you or any of the other people who are in my group. So
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be the one dragging my tail.
Oh, no. You came in flying colors, Alicia Berberich, okay?
Yeah.
And
And we had a plan, and I knew I could execute on the plan. And the thing that really is so helpful, Fred, that you talk about is it's not, you don't, like some people, I'm a writer, so I just love to write, but not everybody's a writer. So the idea of saying your book, like talk it out and record it and then transcribe it and then just do the editing, because that just like you get the first sort of vomit copy out and then you just refine it from there. And then you can see what works and what doesn't work. And maybe you want to change the structure. And also the thing that's so important is like, well, what's your plan with this book? What are you going to do with this book? So for me, I'm really about, if you want to really reach your full potential, you need to harness the power of what you have. So productivity is something I talk a lot about, as I'm super into productivity. So my book is called Power Up Your Productivity. So by understanding what I wanted to do with the book, know your end game. What's the end game going to be? And so now I can use this as a marketing tool. If I'm going to do a presentation or if I'm talking to a client, I can say, look at my book. I've done the Kindle version and now I'm in the process of doing the paperback version so I can give it to gifts, leave it as, send it to people. So there's so much that you can do with the book once you have it. It's the perfect marketing tool.
Did you have any trouble believing that an ebook was a real book?
Well, that's a good question. Let me just think about that. Because it's, like a real book is one, I have thousands of books in my house. I'm a total bookaholic. So, but I still read stuff on my Kindle all the time.
No.
So,
go ahead.
So I read stuff on my Kindle all the time. So that is real. And then, but the thing that made it even more real is like all the people who bought my book, they're like, oh, this is great, Alicia, this is perfect. Because my sister, my best friend, they only read Kindle books. They don't want the books in their house anymore. And then when you travel, you get to bring the book with you wherever you go. Like I have Kindle books on my phone of all of my favorite books so that no matter where I am, I have them right there. And you can highlight them and they're really awesome.
What was it like going?
Sorry, not to interrupt.
No,
I'm really good at interrupting. The thing that was really amazing was for my friends when I was putting together my launch group and I wanted my friends to help. Then I said, well, it's going to be an ebook. It's a Kindle book. And they're like, well, I don't have one of those Kindle readers. And like, they didn't know that you don't even need a Kindle reader. You can just download the app into your phone. So you don't need to have a new piece of equipment. The app is free. And so many people learned that just from me getting my book out there. So now they're really enjoying that new way of reading books.
Wow. What was it like going through this program? I don't know if I did it 14 days or 2 weeks, but we did it real quick.
Yeah.
And, what was it like going through the program?
Well, first of all, I loved meeting all of the different people who were in the group and hearing their stories and what their books were about. Like, boy, some of them are real tear jerkers and they really need to get their messages out. And so that was really fun. I loved the whole cohort that we were with. And then, you learn from each other. So you figure like one person could say, oh, I'm stuck with this and I have challenges. And I'm like, oh yeah, now that you mentioned it, I was kind of stuck with that too. So then we would talk to each other and realize we're not alone in the process. So that really helps to have other people that are going through the same thing and you can talk to and identify with and then, get over it. And if you have a problem and you just say, I'm stuck with this, then the solution rises to the top. It's so helpful. But just being able to identify and label it, then you can get over it. So that's really helpful.
You talked about your fear being you didn't want to mess up my perfect record. But beyond that, what was talk about the apprehension of building a team and launching. What was that like? The idea of putting together your friends and doing the book
because
launch?
I don't really like to ask people to do things for me. But anyway, this was the time I had to call in all of my numbers. I contacted every single person I knew in all the different groups that I'm in. And I told everybody that I was coming out with this book. And my strategy was to do the pre-order program where they order it in advance. So then on the day it comes out, you have all those sales lined up to come in. And so I priced my book, low, 99 cents. Mm-hmm. And, but still 150 people set up to buy my book on that day. And it was just from me emailing everybody I knew. I mean, I'm talking about everybody I knew. And like I went through my old text messages on my phone and sent texts to people who haven't heard from me in a long time because I have too much clutter on my phone. So I sent stuff to them to say, you know, please do this. And people wrote back and they were super excited, like, oh, it's so fun that you're doing this. And then they loved hearing from me because it was it was this past summer. So we've been stuck in COVID. So I was like, this was like my birthing process during COVID. Since I'm going to be stuck in my house, I wrote this little book. And it's about, you know, how to be more productive from your home office. And everybody was at home stuck too. So they were very excited to get all the ideas and tidbits from that book.
I remember talking to you and you said something that just really caught my attention. You said, I went to bed one way and I woke up another. Talk to me about that.
Right. Well, I went to bed an aspiring author and I woke up as a #1 best-selling author. So that was super exciting. So, you know, when you wake up and you look at the sales in the morning and you've got all the numbers there and then you have that little bestseller label, it's very exciting. And then I got to tell my kids and my husband and my dogs, they were so excited. No. It is really exciting. And you know, now I'm not going to say it wasn't a lot of work, but it was very manageable. Mm-hmm. So, because like if you've been thinking about writing a book, your brain is working on it. Your subconscious is working on it all the time. So then when it comes time to do it, you can just sit down and, you know, either record it or just like type it. And then each night when you go to bed, your brain is working on it more. So you come up with more ideas for, oh, I should tell that story. I should tell that story. Oh, I have to remember this point. So your brain is working on it and then you can just really put it out.
What have you been able to do around this book? What has this best-selling status enabled or made happen for you? Talk to me about some of the things you've been doing.
Yeah, because now like people are interested in having me on podcasts to talk about it because I'm like a #1 Amazon bestseller. So that helps, you know, like not only my productivity expert, but I'm helping them with what they're doing here. And then as a copywriter, it's helpful because then they can see I've finished big projects because I've written this book. So, and people can read my style and learn what I'm like, because I'm not really a very serious person. I mean, I'm very serious, but sort of in a funny way. I mean, I definitely have a personality. So that really comes out in my book. And one of the most exciting things for me was I got my daughter to illustrate the book. So it was a joint effort. So that was really fun too.
So podcast, potential clients.
And I use it, you know, like underneath my name when I send out any email to anybody, I can say #1 best-selling author on Amazon, and I have the link to my book. So anyone who hears from me knows about it.
Got it. And that gives them what? That makes them feel that you have credibility, authority?
Yes, exactly. Credibility, authority, tenacity.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, what I want to know more about, you talk about your personality and your style and so forth. And I frankly just think that you're phenomenal on a lot of levels, and it comes through on paper. Talk to me about your ideal client. Who do you serve and support? Who do you like working with?
Well, I really like working with people who are trying to build an online presence, and they do email marketing, and they need to contact people on a regular basis. Email marketing is really my sweet spot to help people put together programs that are going to generate interest. A lot of times you get emails and they're just so boring and they're looking, you know, down this narrow path. But I try to create things that are really fun and creative and lively and reflect my client. So what's really important for me is to have a client who loves what they're doing and is passionate. And then what I love to do is capture that passion through words and get it across in an email.
I know you do it well, because I was sitting here thinking, and I'm like, what was her headline when she asked for people to join her launch team? Do you remember what your headline was? I do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, your email headline was, "Need a little help from my friends."
Yeah.
That was cool. And
yeah.
I still remember it.
Yeah.
See, that's the power of good copy. Am I right about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. So
Because I use a lot of, I pull in like, okay, so I grew up in the 60s and 70s and 80s. I mean, like, yeah. So
yeah.
anyway, I pull in a lot of reference from those times. Like I was doing copy for someone else and I started to talk about the stress the first time you saw Jaws and there's the music and the sharks coming up and it's so stressful. And so I talk a lot about, I use things like that make people think, like, so I would say my ideal client is people who's trying to reach people who are in their 50s and 60s and 70s, because those are the kind of reference points that they can connect with that I talk about.
Tell me how someone can find you. Somebody's listening right now and they're like, I need some copy. I need better copy. How can they find you?
Or even if they want strategy to talk about how to do it. But
Yeah.
my website is just my name, aliciaberberich.com. And you can sign up I have a blog that comes out every week. So you can sign up for that. Or you can just email me at aliciaberberich@gmail.com.
Now, Alicia, you got to spell that out now because I'm smart and everything, and all these people follow me are smart. But Alicia Berberich.
Well, it is a hard name, I have to admit. So Alicia, it's Alicia, and the Berberich is BER again, ICH.
And that one's pretty easy. Berberich, BER.
Yeah, because it ends with rich at the end.
Gotta be
rich at the end. And so it's just, and for my email, it's just Alicia Berberich, all one word, @gmail.com.
AliciaBerberich@gmail.com. Okay. See, now I'm not done with you. So I know you've been doing some writing for some people that you probably can't even talk about publicly because you probably got non-disclosures and all that stuff in place. Okay. So what I want you to do is talk to me about what you make happen for your high-end clients.
Well, I want to tell you about one client that I've been working on that's really exciting because it's this guy, he's an entrepreneur, and he has this company that's called My First Sale, and it's teaching entrepreneurial skills to kids, like starting as young as 5 and up to 17. And he has this full program so they learn about how to think about developing a product and how to think about marketing and understanding how to price your product. And the kids come up with all these really great ideas. It's super fun. Like they're selling bookmarks and, those Rice Krispie treats, and they do t-shirts and hats, and they make all these really fun products. They used to do fairs, like they had business fairs around the country, but because of COVID, they couldn't do that. So now it's all online. And he developed a website for them. That's My First Sale. And it's like Etsy, but it's for the stuff that these kids make. So it's really fun.
Wow. And what do you do for this client? What have you been helping?
I wrote all the website copy, and I do all their email campaigns, and they have a regular blog that goes out. So I do all kinds of writing for them.
Okay. Can I get you to slow down, ma'am? Can I get you to slow down? I wrote that website, and I did all the email, and I did all that blog. So let's unpack this. You're just like flying through all of this, and people are listening and saying, wow. So why is it important to have consistency with the website, the email, and the blog? Why is consistency and continuity important?
Right. So I like there to be the same voice that's speaking, so that when the people are reading it, they hear the same. I want them to hear my client's voice. My client's name is Scott. So I want them to hear his voice in their head. And so a lot of times I write all the copy, but it's not for someone to read. He makes a little video, and he uses all the words that I put down, and he makes a video of it because people really like to see the person and hear about it. So we do lots of videos and webinars for people.
Folks, I'm talking to Alicia Berberich. She's a best-selling author of the book, Power Up Your Productivity. She came through my bestseller overnight class. I think you may have been the second person in that class. I think Leslie was first.
I wanted to be number one.
I'm sorry. But she did release a number one book. It's on Amazon right now, Power Up Your Productivity. And all of this is after she came through a bestseller overnight, and she's been out doing some phenomenal things, and she's talking about what she do. Now, we talked about the website, how you put together the content for the website, and then you also said you put together content for the blog. How do you do that? How do you catch a writer's voice? So if somebody wanted to work with you and they wanted to jive, and how do you catch a writer's voice?
Well, I have to really listen to them talk. So the guy that I'm working with had a couple YouTube videos that he had done. So I listened to those over and over again to hear his voice, to get his tone, to understand his language, because I wanted to make sure I really had his voice. So, and I have another client, and she's an older woman, 75, and I did her website, and I'm helping her. She works with kids who have learning differences. So to capture her voice, like he's this 30-year-old entrepreneur, she's a 75-year-old woman. So I really would have to work differently to try to capture her voice. But we spend a lot of time talking so that I really can get it in my head. So, because I do, like, for my client, my older client, I do posting for her on her Facebook page and do help her with social media because she doesn't like to do that kind of stuff. So I really have to have her voice.
Okay. Hard question. What type client do you not work with? I know you don't take everybody just because they got money and they can pay you. No, you're selective, and you probably got an application process. I'm not sure, but kind of tell me some of the kind of people you don't work with.
Well, I don't work with anything that has to do with technology because I'm not really great with technology and I don't really understand what's going on. So I like to work with things that are simple. Like if it's an online program, I worked with a woman who has a writing program. She helps people uncover their true stories. So I've done a lot of work with her and my client who works with learning differences. So I think, like if something, I really love working with people who are passionate about what they're doing and bringing it out. But I don't do anything in the technology area, or things that I don't really understand.
Do you work with jerks?
I don't think a jerk would work with me because I'm one to call a spade, and I'm like, that was the stupidest thing I ever heard. What are you talking about? Like, no, they like people who are more hero worship, which I'm not. No jerks.
No jerks. Negativity. How about negativity?
No, I don't.
Okay.
See, you know my clients better than I do. No, I don't like to work with negative people because I'm very positive and uplifting. And
yeah. How about people who want to blame their problems on everybody else and the system?
They need to look in the mirror.
They need to look in the mirror. You need to get them a mirror. Huh? A mirror. Alicia, this has been so much fun.
That's because, Fred, you are so fun.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to keep up with you, my friend. Just trying to keep up. You've been such an inspiration and a blessing to me, and all that I've been doing, and let alone coming through the Bestseller Overnight program. Thank you for.
Well, it's a great program, and you really help people achieve their dreams. You're amazing.
Well, thank you.
And having that deadline and having to stick with it, that you have a good structure set out, so it makes it easy to achieve that goal.
Thank you.
It's doable.
Doable. Yeah, it's doable. Hey, folks, you can click on that link right there and learn more about it. drfredjones.com/strategy. That'll get you to our bestseller page. Alicia, anything else you want to tell the people about finding you and working? Folks, I'm here to tell you, if you want to get into copywriting, frankly, I didn't know the word, but for about 2 years ago, copywriting, WRITING. It's a powerful concept. Copywriting is writing words that sell. Well, Alicia, explain what copywriting is.
The copywriters are the people who write all the words from the advertisements on TV and the ads in the newspaper and all the junk mail that you get. I specialize in direct response copywriting, so I don't do the pretty visuals that are on the magazine that's just trying to sell an image. I write the ones that say, call today, like do it now, because I want to see a response. So really helping, they help understand the flow of the sale and how to move a client from thinking about something to understanding it to then taking the step forward to do it so that you can get sales.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about moving the needle. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people got books out there and they're just sitting. I remember I had 5 books on Amazon. They were just sitting there. And then I had all these coaching. I thought I could coach and I thought I could do all this stuff. And I wasn't making any money. And then I said, I'm going to go to Franklin, Tennessee. And I went to Franklin, Tennessee, and I met Ray Edwards and his copywriting academy. But I met you in Spokane, Washington. Am I right?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
weren't, okay. We met in Spokane, Washington last year, and we have been working together since that time. And I'm here to tell you, folks, she's a phenomenal resource. And I want to welcome and invite all of you all to reach out to her. If you don't believe me, just get her on the phone, talk with her. She'll
Mhm.
shoot you straight. She's going to be fair and straightforward with you, and she's going to help you. And I feel very certain and very confident about that. And I'm very honored to have this time of talking with her. Alicia
So
Berberich.
one thing I just really want to tell all your people is that one of the big things about being an author that maybe what they need to think about is developing their list, because then they need to get those people to help them to sell their book, to promote their book. So, I just started with my Christmas card list and worked from there. So even if you're thinking about building a book, writing a book, think about building your list right away and getting that all organized and together, because that's really going to help you in the long run.
Better yet, though, Alicia, if they're writing a book, the list needs to go along with the book, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh. And is that something you can help them do?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'd help them to figure out how to get people to sign up for the list. Like if they are going to write a blog, or they need to have some kind of something to capture new people that they don't know, capture their email address. So developing a lead magnet for that, that's something we definitely work on.
Okay, you just dropped another word on the table, and you got to unpack it before. I'm trying to let you go, but
The lead magnet?
what is a
Yeah.
lead magnet?
So you probably signed up for some of those already. So like when you're looking if you see something interesting on Facebook and they said, oh, sign up for this free time management system, just put your email address, name and email address in here, and then you can download this system. So the lead magnet is what you're getting free from online that you're going to download, that free thing. That's a lead magnet. And when you have something that's like, for me, I'm all about productivity. So I developed a lead magnet that was how to monitor your time better, how to schedule your time using time blocking. So I had developed a free downloadable time blocking sheet. And then from that, people could download that. And then I would get their name and email address. And then when the book came out, I could tell them like, oh, now my book is out. Please buy my book. So you need to have that whole flow cycle of how to capture someone's name and email address, and then stay in touch with them and let them know like, oh, I'm working on this book. Oh, we're almost done. Oh, the book's coming out, so that they're part of your story.
What's the magic of an email list? Why is the list important? I heard people say the money is in the list. Is that true?
Right, because you own the email address, but you don't own anything on Instagram. You don't own anything on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. They can change their algorithms, and one day you can have 5,000 contacts, and the next day you can have 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the list is something that you own, and then you can control, and you can send them the messages that you want.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it's not cluttered with a bunch of advertising from other things.
Wow. A lot of advertising from other things. Okay. So, and you can help people with the list.
Yeah, to build the list.
Build a list, to build a list. Folks, that list is very, very important. Very, very important. Again, Alicia, before you go, anything you want to share that I did not ask you about? Anything? You got the mic.
I shared way more than I even thought about sharing. That was really great.
Well, any closing comments, and I'll let the people know how they can find you. And if you'll say it and spell it real slow, that'll help them reach out.
Okay. My closing comment is, if you're even thinking a little bit about writing the book, going through the process with Fred makes it so easy and so doable. I would highly recommend it, because that Bestseller Overnight program is awesome. And once you get the first book out, the second one is a lot easier. So keep going. Sign up for Fred's program. It's awesome. And if you need some help with strategy for copywriting or developing your list or whatever you're working on, and you want to think about the overall program, you can give me a call or an email. My name is Alicia Berberich. It's ALICIA again, ICH @gmail.com. And my website is just aliciaberberich.com.
It's only one, folks. It's only one. And when you see her online, you're going to know it's her. It's her. You're just going to know.
Lots of energy.
Energy to spare. Energy to spare.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, and if anybody wants just a free strategy to call to try to figure out how to put together their marketing plan for their book or whatever, I'm happy to talk to anybody.
There you have it, folks. Can't make it any simpler than that. Hey, the most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people, and this lady is one of the right people. She's the right people. You won't go wrong talking with Alicia Berberich. Thank you so much, Alicia. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Give your husband my regard. And I got a chance to speak to your daughter today, and she represents you well. She was phenomenal. Which one was that? I mean, you got a couple of them there, huh? How many?
Yeah, that was Maddie.
Maddie. Okay.
Maddie.
Oh, I got a granddaughter named Maddie.
Madeline? Is it?
Madeline, that's it. Madeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
See, good name.
you got it. You got it. And she's writing a book too. She's writing a book, Maddie. Okay. All right. Been good talking with you, Alicia.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Sharon team. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, there's some people here from Atlanta. Hey, I didn't see you guys from Atlanta. Hey, I'm gonna hang in here a little bit. Let me see here. Cancel. I'm gonna cancel. Hello there, Miss Ross out of Atlanta. Miss Ross out of Atlanta. And then there's Sharon, aspiring author to #1 bestseller. Awesome. Okay. All right. I want to come in and recognize all of you guys who are chiming in from different places around the country. All right. I'm Dr. Fred Jones, reminding you the most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. Goodbye.